Here's your gratuitous cliff shot, as per usual. Another group. Reading a book called The Art of Happiness. Love a reflective on the lake there, speaking of. Kind of around two, with, of course, a jet going on above, because I've started to speak. If you, for whatever reason, wanted a jet to go by, you should maybe hand me a camera and watch and learn. Don't know what the exact agenda is today. I do know that I want to go back to a spot that we were at not that long ago, because I have a hunch there's something interesting to discover. Come along. Downtown Kelowna, back at this First Nations spot that I was at before. Neat. Old former settlement. And I assume anyway. I get a feeling, a sense, a somewhat something, I don't know what, that this area I'm showing you here, they may have had a storage spot or something underneath here. I don't want to, and I won't disturb this site in any way other than walking through and capturing images. So it's not like I'm going to dig something up or something, but I really get the feeling that somewhere here is an unseen entrance to this mound where they may have kept whatever they would have kept in these types of spots. And as I recall, up over there are more rock formations, it looks like. So either that way, of course I have a plane going by, or up and around that way. I'm gonna keep going upwards and get a hike out of it at this really neat spot. With downtown Kelowna in the distance. I hope that's a deer. Yeah. A little better sense of things here. Kelowna. There's another one. And then the first one. Does that look a bit like a heart to you? Feeling the love. Aware of my presence for 10 minutes. Could care less. That's not the same two from earlier. Or maybe it is, I don't know. At this time of year, winter holidays, in this most beautiful northern climate part of the world, we have very limited sunlight, and that's the circumstance I'm currently dealing with. I'm gonna have to shut her down here. Angel on my head. There it is. I left the house this morning with this inkling that at this other spot that I've just shown you a little while ago, with this ancient settlement, somewhere in proximity to that, I thought, there's an entrance somewhere that leads to whatever might be underground in that area. And A little further up from that spot, not exactly at the area, but a little further up, I did find a small cave entrance that at some point I'll certainly explore, but I go with the gut, especially back in these type of spots alone, as I am today. And the gut was saying, yeah, don't bother with that. Let's just keep going here. So that's going to be for another day. I'm going to get a shot of these clouds back here, black and white, playing overhead. So a little bit more of a wander. I took note of the spot where the entrance to this underground circumstance was for a future exploration. And my inkling this morning turned out to be correct. Carrying on. A word on caution, as I'm sure you are quite cautious. I'll show you what I'm referring to here in a moment. So looking straight ahead here, you have the sense that there may be some altering terrain, but nothing too major. We'll carry on just a little bit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if the camera will do this justice, but to make my point, just a little bit further ahead, you're into a circumstance with a gratuitous cliff shot that you may not have been aware of, especially with the light fading the way it is now. Speaking of, it's time to head back. Angel on my head. Always, as per usual, very glad I came on these wanders. When I do, today is most certainly a feel-good kind of day. Fresh air, a little bit of exercise. Didn't really get a sweat going too much, but the pulse was up for a while there. And get you a little sense of the adventure. And now, because the light, time to head back and be content with the knowledge that I found what will probably turn out to be a very interesting cave entrance today. Didn't choose to pursue it on this climb, hike, walk, but we'll be on another one. There's your gratuitous cliff shot, as per usual. With Kelowna in the background. That's a cute shot. Another group. I'm gonna go wide to not disturb these guys any more than I already am. Let's carry on. It's gonna go way left to try and minimize my imposition, but this guy's in the way, so actually there's two of them. Where did his friend go? There's his friend right there. Anyway, I've got to carry on. Deer or no? Deer. Downtown Okanagan Lake. It's gonna go way wide this way, and then we've got their associates over there, so I'm gonna have to cut it way this way to be the considerate hiker and not impose on these gorgeous creatures. Gonna go ahead and call that a good problem. There are too many deer in my proximity while out on an incredible hike that it's slightly interfering with the pace of my progress here. So the art of happiness, maintaining perspective on what is in fact a good thing. Oh, there he is right there. There he is right there. Nom, eh, bud? And there's West Kelowna. Nothing really apparent happening, but I'm just going to leave this run while I carry on the downward traverse. If all these deer would stay out of my shot, reading a book called The Art of Happiness, love the reflective on the lake there, speaking of. And the basic premise of the book is we should try and maintain a happy state to the greatest extent possible and not base it on external accomplishment or perceived achievement, because that is very fleeting. And it just ends up placing us into this sort of a yo-yo dynamic, psychologically, emotionally, similar to materialism in a lot of ways. And it's certainly an effective approach when you start to apply it.